Welcome back to the crossover, the 4th of January, which is actually Isaac Newton's birthday. So if you see Isaac around, happy birthday, Isaac. And we're going to start with the story of the day, the story of the La Liga season as a whole, as Girona, their Cinderella story, continued again last night as they beat Atleti 4-3. And I'm going to be honest, you take a look at this Girona squad, and they're doing all this with a whole bunch of nobodies, or seemingly nobodies, on this team. Let's take a look at first their lineup. They've got two Barcelona players who are on loan at Girona, and Eric Garcia. He spent 4 years at City, didn't really get on, went to Barcelona, now loaned out to Girona. Pablo Torres, who has 11 appearances for Barcelona between the A and the B team. Most of those were on the B team. I think he only had like 3 or 4 on the A team. So you can say two Barca rejects, two City rejects right there. They've got Miguel Gutierrez, who played his youth career at Madrid, only saw 9 appearances for the main team, and then off to Girona on loan. Alexis Garcia, who was at City from 2015 to 2017, only gets 4 appearances, then goes on a stint to Girona 2017-2019. Then he gets passed around between Belgium, Romania, and now he's back at Girona. Stopped at Eibar before them, and now back at Girona. So we see some players that have kind of been passed around, players who have been quote-unquote rejects from these bigger Spanish clubs coming together and doing something special. Bringing this Girona team into prominence, bringing them into the light, and bringing them to the top of the La Liga table in January. Most established on the team, probably Daley Blind. Obviously played at Ajax, played at Manchester United. And last night, Daley Blind actually got on the score sheets in a game where Girona almost scored 30 seconds in. A great opportunity. They miss it, but then come right back in the second minute and go on top early, and they would stay on top throughout the whole match. They did. Atleti did end up tying a little bit later, but they were never losing in this match. And what I personally like about these small teams and these stories that kind of pop up every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, is just the passion that you can see on the players' faces. They obviously know what they're doing. They obviously understand the magnitude of the moment, and the passion coming from the fans. I mean, that stadium was packed out. Everybody's standing throughout the whole game. You see some real passion for a small city, a small town in Spain, finally making its way up to prominence. 2 minutes in, I already said, Valery Fernandez, who's actually the third longest tenured guy on the squad. He joined in 2018. We have Juanpe, who joined in 16, Stuani, who joined in 17. Juanpe, not really sure if he plays. However, Stuani, he did get in. He did get in last night. But 2 minutes in, a beautiful, beautiful shot right in front of Witzel. Curves it around Witzel and Oblak perfectly. Witzel, who's also been struggling a little bit in this new center back role that he has at Atletico Madrid. Obviously, my Benfica legend, so I will never talk bad about Witzel. In the 14th minute, Morata scores the first of 3 goals. Morata, who also himself has been passed around Europe club to club. And it seems like maybe he's catching on now at Atleti. Last night definitely did. Had himself a damn night, scoring 3 goals. 26 minute in, Roque makes a mistake pass. A terrible, terrible, terrible pass. Tries to pass it back to the defense. The pass comes out with no power. Intercepted by Girona. Shot, Oblak blocks it. However, the rebound, bang, in. 2-1, Girona. In the 26th minute. In the 38th minute, old man Daley Blind, who we just talked about, gets himself on the score sheet. Far post, he's just sitting there. There was like a play off of a corner that seemed like it came straight off of the training ground. Corner taker passes it in. Passer passes it back to corner taker. Corner taker puts it in. A beautiful, 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 just a little deflection, little chip shot to get it back to the back post, and all Daley Blind had to do was just tuck it away. But Daley Blind scoring in 2024 for Girona. Who would have thought? Right before the half, DePaul, beautiful ball. Beautiful ball. The first beautiful ball of the night that he serves up to Morata. Morata puts it in. So right before the half, Atleti down 3-2 going into halftime. There would be another goal, but it did get called offside for Morata again. So Morata, technically, you could say 4 goals. But I got to talk about DePaul for a second. Is this new DePaul with this brand new hair? He was absolutely the best Atleti player last night. He would come up with another assist later on in the game in the 53rd minute. Those two link up again, DePaul and Morata. DePaul makes a cheeky run through the midfield, the ball at his feet, looking like Dan Bernardo Silva or Messi, just dribbling through the midfield. Another perfectly placed ball for Morata. Morata right over the top, far post over the goalie. Scores 3-3. 3-3. Wild, wild game. Girona would hit the post. Oblak would make some great saves. And it kind of started looking like the Cinderella story was running out of juice. It kind of seemed like they were going to fall to Atleti, go 2 points behind Madrid. Now does Madrid run away with the league? Till Ivan Martin, the Villarreal product, in the 91st minute, surrounded by 3 defenders, 4 defenders, everybody on him in the box. Somehow he still has the ball. Somehow he's still maneuvering his way. And a beautifully floated ball shot out of nowhere. The defenders didn't see it. Nobody saw that shot coming. Just floats it into the top right corner. And it looks like a moment that if Girona goes on to win the league, this could be the moment that we look back on and say this right here is where they won the league. Because in the 91st minute, they score that 4th goal. And the crowd goes crazy. And everybody's going crazy. And the dream stays alive. And I am so happy for Girona. Also very happy for Morata. Glad that he got the hat trick. My only criticism, he made some great goals, but he also missed some very, very good opportunities where he maybe could have put the game away for Atleti. But nonetheless, happy for Morata. And Girona still got Copa del Rey to play for as well. And then things are going to get interesting here in the middle of February. Because Girona will play Real Sociedad. Obviously, extremely tough team. They've been proving it in the Champions League this year against my Benfica. And then they've got Madrid on the 11th. So they have Sociedad on the 4th, Madrid on the 11th. That Madrid game could be the decider for who wins the league. Because if Girona beats Madrid and they go 3 points above, and at the same time, Madrid will have Atleti on the 4th while Girona is playing Sociedad. And then go on to play Girona. So let's say Atleti can rob some points against Madrid. Let's say that Madrid gets a tie. And let's say that Girona beats Sociedad and everything else stays the same. So now Girona is already 2 points above. And then if Girona plays against Madrid and is able to beat them somehow, then they're going 5 points above. And we're talking about 5-point differential in February. Things could get interesting. And Madrid, you can't forget, Madrid still have Copa del Rey, Supercopa. They still got Champions League. The Supercopa, they're taking on Atleti. So they've got kind of a lot of stuff on their plate here. While Girona, yes, they still have the Copa del Rey. But other than that, all they're focusing on is La Liga. So maybe Madrid starts focusing on all these other competitions. Maybe they slip up here or there. Maybe they do lose to Atleti. Maybe Girona does beat them. Or maybe they lose to Atleti. Girona ties them 4 points. Girona could very well do this. But my question of the day, do you guys think that Girona will be able to come out and surprise the world, shock the world, and win La Liga? Or will Real Madrid's experience overtake them? And will Girona end up stumbling and falling? Y'all let me know in the comments. Regardless, I just hope that Girona is able to get into the Champions League. Because again, I've said this before. Apparently, there's some problem with Girona and Manchester City having the same owner. I don't know how Red Bull gets away with it. But however they get away with it, I'm hoping that Girona can find a way to get away with it as well. Because what a story. The cash inflow from Champions League to Girona would be massive. Maybe they can establish themselves. Sevilla kind of slipping this season, but I'm expecting them to be back. But hey, maybe they can establish themselves as contenders or maybe even sure up a consistent European spot for them. However, as always, whenever something like this happens, the big, bad Wolves of Europe start coming around as Alexi Garcia, the midfielder, is already linked to Barcelona. We've got Dovbyk, the Ukrainian striker, linked to Chelsea. We've got Mikel, their coach, now being linked to Bayern. So whenever something like this happens, the big clubs come in and just pick out their pieces. We just talked about how many loans they have. Let's say that those loans get recalled. Let's say that these guys can now go out and buy these 2 players and their coach. It would be extremely sad, but I'm getting 2016 Leicester vibes. I'm getting the vibes that Girona is winning La Liga. And honestly, I'm here for it. If it's not Madrid, obviously you guys all know that I love Madrid, but if it's not Madrid, let it be Girona. I am here for it. Now we have a little bit of some NBA news as well. Last night, the Lakers lost to the Miami Heat, meaning that the Lakers have now lost 3 games in a row, and they've lost 9 out of their last 12, meaning that the Lakers right now currently have a losing record. They are 17-18, and now the Darvin Ham, the Fire Ham chants are starting to get a little bit louder. So do I think he's going to get fired? I don't know. Who will they put in there? I don't know. The Lakers obviously have been struggling to kind of find a coach that could coach LeBron and that could coach his team. But the in-season champions, talking about firing their coach, something to keep an eye out. The Pistons last night hit a wild three-pointer to force overtime. It looked like maybe they were going to come out and beat the Jazz, but they ran dry as they lost 154-148. De'Aaron Fox hit a clutch shot in double overtime to beat the Magic, so shout out to the Kings there. And the Knicks beat the Bulls in the Garden as Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson combined for 66 points. Now, we've got the slate of the night. What's going on today? We've got Juve versus Salernitana, something like that, for Coppa Italia. We've got Palace versus Everton for the FA Cup. And we've got Las Palmas versus Barcelona. It's just for the league, but there's a possible Roque debut. I would be excited for that. So that's maybe something to look out for in that Barcelona game. Then we've got the Bucks versus the Spurs in the NBA. The first, Wemby versus Giannis. Obviously, these two teams already played each other earlier this year, but Wembanyama ended up not playing. And speaking of Wembanyama, 2 days ago, Ja Morant dunking on Victor Wembanyama. I didn't even talk about that on the crossover because there was a lot of other stuff going on. But go on, Ja. What a dunk. And then, nightcap, we've got the Nuggets versus the Warriors. Draymond suspension. Apparently, he was supposed to come back today, but then Steve Kerr came out. I'm hearing that his suspension, obviously, was an indefinite suspension, so there was no real time frame. But NBA insiders kind of were pointing at today being the day that he's coming back. Apparently, it's been extended another 10 days. And then Steve Kerr came out and said, we've been giving him his space, and he's been giving us our space. So will Draymond Green ever play for the Warriors again? Still yet to be seen, but that's kind of what's going on today. So not too much, but we do have some sports on. Tomorrow we will talk all things NFL. It is Friday tomorrow, and obviously the NFL is back Saturday, Sunday. We've got some stuff to look for in that games, playoff positions on the line, and then obviously we will have more footy on the weekend, more football on the weekend, and more sports as always. And every day, you already know, you can count with a crossover video in your inbox. So make sure to hit the sub button, hit the like button, comment something nice. Is Girona winning La Liga? See? Oh no. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Peace.